I'm Aubrey Spear. I'm the Director of Water Utilities for the City of Lubbock and have been the Director for almost 15 years now. And we're here today with Mike Keenum.
Thanks, Aubrey. My name is Mike Keenum. I am the Division Director of Engineering, or the City Engineer. I've been with the City of Lubbock for 15 years. I've been in my current role for about 7 years.
And we're here today to talk about something that I know that all of our audience are very interested in. They've noticed these large water towers being erected here in the city, and we've had a lot of phone calls about what is that, and asking us a lot of details as well. So I thought that we could take some time and explain what these water towers are all about.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to.
So these things are tall. You can see them from all the way across the city. How tall are these?
So the tallest ones that we're going to have a total of 5 when we're all said and done with this project. We've got 2 that are going up right now, but the tallest one's going to be just under 200 feet high, and the shortest one's going to be just about 150 feet tall. So, yeah, they're very tall, and you can definitely see them from a long ways away.
Well, you know, we have a few older water towers, and one of them, everybody watched us tear it down.
Yeah.
And now we're saying we're going to build 5 across the city. Why are we tearing down water towers and building new water towers?
That's a great question. And, you know, as you look at, as our city grows and expands, the purpose of the water towers is to provide system pressure throughout the city. The way that the existing towers, the old towers were done, they weren't very effective in maintaining the pressure. And so we're using pumps to maintain our system pressure right now, which costs a lot of money with energy and electricity. And so these new tanks will be set at elevations to pressurize the whole system and maintain a stable pressure throughout the city. So even if we have power outages, the pressure will be maintained. And it's time. The technology is better on the new towers as far as the aesthetics of them, how they're maintained. All those things help us to move forward and make the city better.
Well, Mike, you and I, we know why these water towers are so important and how they operate, but I don't think our audience does. How do they operate? What makes them do what they're supposed to do?
Well, so, you know, kind of an interesting comment first before that one is the tower themselves. You've got the tower part, and then you got the bowl at the top. And most people tend to think that there's water in the whole thing. There's water in the concrete tower, and there's not. There's just 2 12-inch pipes, basically, that feed water into the bowl. And so as system pressure is low, say at night, we can fill up the bowls to maintain pressure. It's cheaper energy cost to do that, and that provides the pressure. And so throughout the day, you have the fluctuation of people using water, and that the level in the tanks can go down a little bit, and then they can pressure back up at night when the system pressures tend to be lower. And so they just kind of sit there and float with the system. And so, you know, to be a nerd a little bit, for pounds and feet of height, you get about 2.3 pounds per square inch, PSI, per 1 foot of height in water. And so you look at one that's about 200 feet tall, that's about 100 PSI that can generate, if I did my math correctly on the fly there.
So how much water will one of these bowls hold? That's a lot of water up there.
It's a lot of water. These new towers are going to have 2 million gallons in the bowl. Each will hold 2 million gallons. So that's a lot.
So these elevated storage tanks, they must cost a lot of money. Are they going to save the city of Lubbock money in the future?
That's the hope. And so you're right. They do cost a lot of money. They cost about $6 to $7 million a piece. And with the energy savings alone, once we get all 5 of them up and operational, they're expected to pay for themselves in about a 7 to 10 year time frame. And so, again, not including maintenance, operations costs, just simply the cost savings for electricity and energy to run the pumps, they will pay for themselves in that period of time.
That's a great project if we can save that much money.
We're really excited about that opportunity for the citizens of Lubbock.
Well, our water towers, I think a lot of people are very interested in them because they almost become the profile of the city. And we now have logos going up on those water towers as well, where you can see the city of Lubbock. So that may be one of the reasons we have so much interest.
Yeah, I mean, they're neat to look at. I mean, I think aesthetically they look nice. The logos themselves are 50 feet in width. So if you look at one of those logos, it's 50 feet wide to give you an idea of scale of that. And one of the things that we're doing with these tanks is we're going to light them up with LED lighting. So it's a new technology that we are just trying out. A lot of times they're lit from the ground and shining spotlights up on the tank. That kind of creates a lot of light pollution. Mm-hmm. And so these are LEDs that will be lit around the bowls. And if people are wondering why they're not seeing them yet, it's because they're not operational yet. And so we would expect to see them start to be lit around the December timeframe for Christmas. We'll light them up for Christmas.
There you go. One other question. One of the towers that have gone up now is along Milwaukee, not too far from 114th Street. That's way out there in a field. And some people may ask, well, why is it out there in the middle of a field?
Sure. And that's another great question. And you look at where the city's growing, where our population is, and we evaluate the system-wide pressure. We've actually got 2 pressure zones in the city. Kind of Indiana is the dividing line, but you look at where the growth is and where we need those pressures to be maintaining throughout the system, and the Milwaukee and 104th Street location really helps us to provide the pressure in Southwest Lubbock.
Wow. A lot of engineering goes into all this.
There's absolutely a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we just wanted our audience to know what we're doing with these elevated storage tanks so that every time they look at it, they can remember that the City of Lubbock Water Utilities is trying to make sure that we're prepared and planning for the future as the City of Lubbock grows. We appreciate you being here.